So tell us your name and your condition.
My name is Josh Griffin, and I have Klinefelter syndrome.
And how did you find out about it?
Actually, I found out about it, and this is very interesting. My mom is a teacher in North Dakota, and she was just subbing for another teacher one day. And she was, I think she was teaching like biology or something. Anyway, she started reading something about a genetic disorder that it was just any other disorder, you know, after whatever one was before that. She started reading that one, and she goes, oh, that's weird. Toothaches as a child, cavities coming in teeth that hadn't been in, you know. Chronic earaches as a child as well. All these things that really described me. And I've been diagnosed with several disabilities in the past by other doctors, and nobody said anything about this. And again, like I was saying earlier, this was last year. Now, when she found out about it, she said, you know what, I'm just going to take this home. We'll show it to Josh. We'll see what he thinks. So she showed it to me, and I took a peek at it. And when I saw it, I was like, that could be me. I don't really have a preference. You know, I didn't really care. I knew I had several disabilities, and I was like, okay. So after that, we started going to doctors and at places and asking if this could be something that affected me, and if it was like that. And she discovered that, you know, maybe it was. I got tested, and they said, oh, your testosterone is kind of low. Let's see if you have this. And they found out that I have an additional X chromosome on my genetic structure. So I'm XXY. And I had no idea what that meant. After I learned about it, several doctors, I must have seen it a lot. And again, I should really stress that growing up, I saw a lot of doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists. They said I had ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, dysgraphia, I believe balance issues. I don't know if that falls directly under other ones. Memory loss. They said I had all these other things, and I was on at that time about 9 different types of medication. And currently I'm on about 4. So I was being over-medicated because doctors weren't acknowledging, you know, Klinefelter syndrome. I really wish they would have. It would have helped me a lot earlier. It would have been great if I would have found out when I was 16 or 12. But I had to wait. And I remember looking it up online, and that's really where I learned most about it. My mom got really into it and joined some Klinefelter page, I think, on Facebook. And she's been talking with Zell, actually. She talked with Zell on there and met him today or yesterday in person, so that was kind of cool. And it's so great to see all these other people that are my same height, if not taller. I can't tell you how many times I've been the tallest person ever.
How tall are you?
I am about 6'4".
Yeah.
So I'd say that's kind of on the taller side.
Are you the tallest in your family?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm taller than everybody. In my entire family, even extended family. You know, I did sports in middle school and a little bit in high school, but right around freshman year I said I don't want to do sports, and I did drama and acting.
Why was that?
Musicals.
Were sports just too taxing for you?
I didn't enjoy them. I love singing. I did summer stock and so many different things. I mean, I was on small radio programs and all this other stuff, and it was so great because I got to be more integrated in society and learn more from those experiences, which, to be honest, has really helped me currently just from doing that. And I really think that was a huge blessing that I did that instead of sports. I guess I could have gotten into it more, but just wasn't really my thing.
So did you go to college, or are you working right now?
I am working right now. I did go to college. I went to Ferris State University, that's in Michigan. I originally went for radiology, and when I was there studying, it just wasn't my thing. I even job shadowed several people, and I was like, oh, this sounds like it could be fun. No, it's not. Yeah, well, it could be fun for some people out there, but it wasn't my thing. So about a year or 2 years in, I said, no, I'm gonna switch to something else. So I did liberal arts for a while, and 6 months passed, and again, this is more towards the second year of my college. I switched because we moved from Michigan to North Dakota, and I moved with. You know, I mean, I could have stayed home, but I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. And again, that's the Klinefelters there. I wasn't mature enough, and to be quite frank, I haven't been mature enough to return to college, I don't think. Anyway, after we moved, that was about 4 years ago. But first job I had in North Dakota was I was backroom stocking of Hobby Lobby, and it wasn't really the best fit for me because I was, let's just say I was pretty immature and didn't want to show up for work one day, and that didn't really work too well, so they got rid of me. And I don't know if it should be said or not, but I did learn a lot from that. You know, you can't blow off work, which is something that you
it's
need
a maturity
to know.
thing.
Yes, it's a maturity thing, yes. After that was, it was Toys R Us for just a couple of months. And that's when they started noticing something about me. I was slower at doing things, and it was bothering them, so they let me go. It was just a seasonal work. After that, I started working at Target. Now, I don't want to slam Target really bad, but what I do want to say is that when it comes down to disabilities that somebody can't see, they're going to treat you way differently. If it's a physical deformity or a speech impediment, anything, they'll forgive you for it. But if it's something that they can't see in you, they will make you feel horrible.
Do you think that's one of the biggest problems with your condition?
People not being able to see it? Yes. I wish there was, actually I'm glad that there's not a noticeable like birthmark or something, you know, but I just, it would be really nice if people could just respect you for who you are regardless of what disability that you have. Most of my friends do, all of my friends do actually, but not the people that your boss doesn't want to see that. They want to see you working hard and fast in a quick pace. And I went through a lot of rough stuff in there that I won't go into, but about a year and a half after that, I started working, and I'm so excited that this happened because I started working with mentally challenged kids and adults through community living services. And it was like an entirely new door opened. Everything I ever wanted in a job to do was available, and I loved it. I love it still. Every day, it's like, and I don't want to sound like an infomercial, I really love this job. I mean, I get to see I get with these people, and I get to see them grow and enjoy things and have so much fun. I just really love my job. It's so good. It's like tailored for me. Like, it's like going to a store and getting one that's perfect for you, a fit, except I just happened to walk in and they hired me. And I don't think I really had any experience prior to that. I was a lifeguard, but that was pretty much it, and they just gave me a chance. And ever since then, everything is just so much more full. My life is so much more full, and I have so much more to live for. Okay, let's say that you have this disability, and everything every day is getting out of bed, and it's just so hard because you don't want to get out, you don't want to do anything. You get out and you do these things, and it feels horrible every time. Just remember that it gets so much better. It gets phenomenal. I can't tell you how depressed and, like, I would leave work at Target crying. And I'm not a kind of guy that likes to cry. I don't like to cry in front of people. I don't like it at all. It was horrible. But I'm just so happy that I'm actually glad I had that experience, because it's actually helped me to transfer from that to this and be able to incorporate those experiences. Anyway, for somebody that feels like that, just remember it gets so much better. If you'd have told me a year from that time that I was going to have my dream job without even having to go through extreme education to do it, I wouldn't have believed you. Yeah. But when I came today and I just got into the group with the other people, with your son, and it was amazing. I mean, I could ask a question like, does anybody else have weird memory loss, like every 5 minutes, or even you see a sign that says clearly you have to do this at this time, and you leave, you come back the next day, and you're like, how long has that been there? Just because you didn't even remember seeing it. And almost everyone raised their hand. Everybody's the same height as me, pretty much the same height, you know, taller and stuff, pretty much the same weight and stuff, and it's so encouraging to know that I'm not alone. And you know, you can always say, yeah, sure, I'm sure there, you know, it's 1 in 500 kids that are infected with this genetic disorder and all that, but I'm not alone. But until you actually get down and actually connect with somebody else, you don't really feel it. So I would advise heavily on coming to this conference. Yes, it was a 14-hour drive, but it was so worth it. Oh, and something else I really want to stress is how amazing my parents were during this. Not a day goes by where I don't thank them for my education and for my the amount of effort that my mom and my dad have put into this. My mom has done so much in my life.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
I love them so
I think
much.
you got to have dedicated parents to get through this
Oh,
sometimes,
they
right?
are just
Yeah.
so dedicated. They want to see the best.